Welcome to the Complete Story series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then I read them dramatically back to you. Marvel is doing it again. It's time for another Marvel giant-sized event. And the starter for this entire event is the Infinity Wars Primer. So, the event's called Infinity Wars. It has a ton of tie-ins and a ton of stuff going on. And we now have the primer, setting up all of the events. It's basically a Guardians of the Galaxy storyline, which is why I kind of enjoy it. But let me know what you think. In Omnipotent City, a voice asks why. Why do I remember some of these stories differently than these books? Loki pushes the scrolls away, standing up, stating that there is no end to his torment. Why isn't he ever the hero of the story? It's the same stories over and over again, each with a slightly different outcome, but none of which are me on the throne. There must be someone behind this. But before Loki could go on, a large, older woman with braids tells him, yes, someone is always behind it. Well, whatever it is, good luck with it. My library is closing. Loki shouts, I am the Prince of Asgard. Have I been away so long that they do not remember me? The woman tells him that she does, my lord. He may call her Flower, one of the Asgardian tomb keepers, and he is lucky that she even let him in here at all. Flower grabs Loki by the horns, pulling him out, and Loki says, how strong are you? Flower then says that it's because she is near her books and scrolls, and it is giving her the strength of her ancestors. Now out with you! As Flower throws Loki out of the library, Loki tells her to wait a moment. Someone is playing a trick on him. Some of those stupid books are wrong. None of them make sense, and it's driving me mad. Different universes with the same people? Why? Flower grabs Loki by the arm, telling him that she remembers something about that over here. Loki asks, you recall a story where I was the hero? This better not be a trick. How did you come to be with all of these Asgardian books anyway? Flower then starts looking through the books, stating that Freya thought keeping all their knowledge in one place was not one of Odin's smarter decisions. Flower then pulls out a book, stating that this one is about the Similian strife in a war of worlds, though she's never read it. Loki takes the book and he begins to flip through the pages until he sees himself, but the pages afterwards have been ripped out. He asks, what the hell is this? The story begins with me, but most of it is gone. And Flower shouts, grabbing her sword, asking, what? I'll find the knave and make them redraw the pages before I slay them. Loki calms her, stating, not if I do it first. But what do you know of this tale? Flower thinks back, stating that the only thing that she can remember is that it had something to do with the quarry way out at the end of space. Loki asks her, the God Quarry? And Flower tells him that it is what the people call it now, but long ago it was known as the Quarry of Creation. The gods are just the top sediment. Loki then says that he shall go to the God Quarry, and Flower laughs, stating that one does not go there. That place is protected by the Elder Witches. Loki begins to ask if she would be so kind as to pass on the knowledge of these witches, and Flower grabs Loki by the wrist, telling him that she is missing her book, Gather Fellowship. Flower then pushes Loki out, and Loki tells her, wait, is that really what you're doing tonight? Perhaps you would like to accompany me to the Quarry of Creation. She begins to close the door but stops, and then says that she always wanted to travel. Perhaps it is her chance to write her own tome. Meanwhile, in the Soul World, Adam Warlock flies through, sensing that something is different. The bright utopia of the Soul World is gone, as if something is draining it. The souls that dwell here don't seem to notice. A short while later, Adam visits the Sanctum Sanctorium to see Dr. Strange, the current owner of the Time Stone. Dr. Strange sighs, stating that no one ever stops here for a visit. Adam, the stones were destroyed. And Adam says that he is not so sure the stones can be destroyed. The Time Stone? Do you still have it, Strange? Dr. Strange asks, you're not thinking of assembling the stones, are you? And as Adam starts to say no, Strange stops him, telling him, good. There's something I picked up in my most recent travels. The ropes of designed nomads. Tethers capable of spanning dimensional doors. But before we leave, there's one question that I must ask. How did you find the Soul Stone? Adam tells him that he retrieved it from Ultron, where he had some help. The portal to the Soul World is opening after you. Dr. Strange tells him, no, you should be the one to take the first step. See if the situation has changed within the stone. And Adam tells him very well, and he begins to head through the opening. Dr. Strange then says, also, when you returned, I will expect to hear why you forgot to mention that you were just with Kang. One can still sense the tachyons. Adam continues to pass through, and Dr. Strange asks, how is it? And Adam tells him that it's beautiful. And Dr. Strange then asks, really? And Adam tells him, no. Wait, someone's coming. Just then, two people begin to run by, and Adam stops them, asking what's going on, and one person yells that it approaches. Adam looks back and sees a giant creature walking toward him, but as he attempts to fight it, he can feel his powers beginning to fade. Dr. Strange then shouts, asking what is happening, and Adam calls back, do not enter! Dr. Strange sighs, stating that now he kind of has to, and he sends a projection, leaving his physical body on the outside. As he enters the portal, he yells, "By the hoary hosts!" and he sees Adam being ripped apart. The projection flies back to Doctor Strange's physical body, and he says that he really had hoped to keep this a secret as he pulls out the Time Stone. Time begins to rewind, and Doctor Strange tells his former self, just as Adam entered, to pull him back out. Doctor Strange then heads into the portal, telling the past Adam to return, and that Adam asks, "What is it?" Doctor Strange looks up at the creature, stating that it's something new. "Now run!" Time begins to realign itself, and Adam says that he had the Time Stone but didn't tell him, and Doctor Strange tells him that he failed to say that Kang brought him back to the present. Adam then asks, "What was that?" And Doctor Strange pours himself a glass, stating, "A reason to drink." He takes a sip of his drink, stating that when Gamora visited not long ago, she showed him some of the soul world through her dreams, but it's worsened since. Perhaps the Soul Stone would be safer with him, where he can make arrangements too. Adam stops him, telling him that he's not planning on assembling the stones, is he? Because the Soul Stone is his responsibility. Doctor Strange pauses and then asks, "What did Kang want in return for your help?" And Adam tells him, "The Soul Stone." Doctor Strange looks back, telling him, "Goodbye, Adam." But as Adam begins to leave, he calls back that Kang won't be the only one looking. He will come. And as Doctor Strange watches Adam fly off, he quietly says, "Thanos." Also, during this war over Chitauri Prime, that man is planning on coming. The man who does not fear death because he has seen the future and met the monster that he is to become. However, he will not become that. He is Thanos, Lord of all that there is and conqueror of the Chitauri homeworld. Hear him, for the Infinity Stones are being gathered. Their war-bringing couldn't even manage to pick up the Power Stone. The stones will be his once again, and as they were once before. They are his every reality. Thanos shouts to the Chitauri, telling them that he will rise and wage war upon his enemies while he crushes the ones who wield the stones. None shall oppose him. And just then Thanos is stabbed in the back. As the sword is pulled out, Thanos asks, "Who dares?" And as he looks upon their face, he laughs, stating, "I wondered when you would show up. No matter, that blade I know is designed well. You're here to conduct my requiem with it." The hooded figure tells him that he is always so grandiose. "We are here to kill you," and with one swing of the sword, Thanos' head falls from his neck and onto the floor, staring up at the figure. As life begins to fade from him, he tells himself that this is a fine death. The future that he dreaded is no more. As the light begins to leave his eyes, he knows that he has been made whole. One of the Chitauri from the crowd shouts that by the rules of combat, they are theirs to command. And the figure tells them that they have one need of them, and that is to die. The figure pushes the button on their waist, and suddenly a green gas shoots out, spreading and killing all of those that inhale it. And as the last of the Chitauri fall, the figure tells themselves that they may not be the one who conducted his requiem, but their work is far from over. The figure slams the sword onto the ground, stating that now their future is blank, and now the past is dead. The figure looks at Thanos' broken gauntlet and stomps on it until there is nothing left. And there you have it, the primer for Infinity Wars. Now, we'll be getting to this storyline very soon. They've got it spread out over a couple of months, so I'm telling you, you're not going to get it next week, okay? But it will be coming out very soon. Let me know what you think about the Infinity Wars up to this point down below in the comments, and I'll see you next time right here at Comicstorian.